Hey guys, it's your girl Wandika, originally from Jamaica, and today I'd love to show you my final volume for July and also how I've documented my trip. Alright, so this is the second signature. And this I got while I was in Teos, New Mexico. It's supposed to be a coaster, but I like the design and I just wanted to preserve it. I knew I wasn't going to use it for its original function. Okay, so first day of the week was travel day, and I wore this cute here, but I ended up not wearing it the whole time. Just didn't feel like wearing it anymore. And my travel details, and this was like the map of the compound, that the campus. Yeah, I like to keep my boarding pass and stuff like that. This I got from a book about how to get there. I went to Santa Fe Airport, and this just gives you like where you're going from there to tell us how long it will take you. And I think this might be useful because I definitely will be going back. So wherever I end up, maybe one day I drive there. You never know. And I had this stamp, but then I filled in this part to show like where I was going. So I was going from Louisiana to New Mexico. This was the first day of workshops. I saw this sign. Yeah, they said there might be bears in the mountains, so just be careful and not to feed them. This was the dining hall. Had to take a picture to say this is how I looked on my first day. This was the first meal. And they fed us, they gave us 3 meals and snacks whenever you wanted, because, I thought that was great. Yeah, so stuff to do. I'm glad I still had my to-do list, because last time when I went somewhere, I didn't do this. I just did the travel journal, but I realized that I still need to do things. There are other pressing things I need to do outside of where I was, so I made sure to make a note. Didn't end up using this. This was the second day, and this is me reading my short story. I was gonna put some pictures in here and stuff, but I didn't end up doing that. And I thought maybe I would write about the day in here too, but I ended up doing that in my personal journal. This was Wednesday. I'm so glad I put this stuff down already because I didn't want to spend the time decorating the journal when I had to be there writing and reading. So I'm glad I put this stuff down before. I put some receipts in here. This was the third day. I should probably go through and do day 1, day 2, day 3, and so on. And this was picture day. Here we are, all of us in the cohort. There were some who came back from 2015, and a couple of us, well, 3 of us from the last year, and I think somebody came back from 2012. So I'm surprised that every single person, you just felt like you could talk to them, you could be friends with them. And that's rare when you go somewhere with strange people. Some of them you may have known before, most of them you don't know, and so you're not sure how it's going to turn out. And everybody was just so nice and warm, and it was such a good experience. I think I'm having withdrawals because I was on such a high there that when you come back to your life and you're like, you have to go through the day to day, you're like, that was such a good time. And this is my new friend Jennifer. She photobombed me when I was taking a picture. We went to Teos to see the town, and it's a very artsy community. I just love the art scene. I love the aesthetic. So this was in one of those one of those artisan stores, and I was like, I need to take a shot of myself in here. And she popped in the frame. And then this was my to-do list. Then this was the last day. Yeah, we had like a going away party. I mean, we hung out a bunch while we were there, but this was like the last time, so everybody wanted to take selfies, and it was good. I got this postcard when I went to Teos the day before. That's me going to the last workshop. Another group shot. I got this dream catcher at Teos, and it's just a dream catcher. You just hang it up maybe over your bed. But I thought it was cute enough, that I would make it into a necklace, and that's what I did. I know it's not the correct use, but I wanted to wear it all the time, and I have since I've come back. Some more shots. This is from this day, but I didn't have a pocket, so I just put the boarding passes here and the food that I got. Well, tell you the story about travel. So I went to from Santa Fe to Dallas with no problem, but then when I was going to go to Lafayette, I got a call from American Airlines saying that the flight was canceled. They didn't explain anything. And I mean, I was just really exhausted, but I don't think I got annoyed because, I got annoyed because you want to go home, but I didn't get angry because anytime they cancel a flight, I'm sure it's for a good reason, meaning that maybe it's a maintenance problem, and I would rather not fly on a plane that is not completely the way it should be. So I don't know what the reason was. Some people in the line were like, I wonder if the pilot was just drunk and he didn't, and they just cancel it. But I think that's kind of like out there. I don't think that would be the reason. I think it might just be a mechanical malfunction or something. And I would rather be alive. So I didn't get mad. I was just exhausted. Like this I got from one of those guidebooks, and that's a good idea when you go somewhere new. You can get those like travel guidebooks, and I get it because I know it has stuff like this in there and I want it in my journal. So I cut it apart, and I have pictures and stuff that I want to use later in art journals, and also to get around. So that's where I got this. This was a print from one of the local artists, and I really love it. It really speaks to me about where we were. And And I was so glad that they had laundry there. So I'm glad that I washed my clothes, because as you guys know, I'm going on another trip and I didn't want to have to come home and wash all the clothes. And so on the last day I washed the clothes, and I was so glad because it meant that I had clean clothes when they put me up in a motel, and I had to spend the night in Dallas. So I didn't have to worry, okay, what am I gonna wear, because I had everything, and I didn't check a bag, so I had all my stuff with me. So it was minimal discomfort. I had to wait a long time for the shuttle, but I got a good night's sleep, and got a warm shower, and they gave me a voucher for breakfast. And yeah, I was just really tired, but I was not miserable, so that was good. And there I am in a new clean shirt. Okay. And this is me when I got home. I also took a picture of my plants because I was happy they were alive. I put them outside. It's an apartment complex, so I had to put them outside in a strategic place that wasn't in anybody's way, so that it could get more sun and more rain. And I put like those bottles, you fill a water bottle and you poke holes in the cork and you turn it over, and it slowly kind of has an irrigation thing going. So I did that, but it didn't work for some of them. But I was glad it was outside because the rain kept them lush and looking great. And I took a picture here to show like some of my new Facebook friends, because a lot of what I have in my apartment has the same kind of aesthetic as the art that I saw in New Mexico. Like the bedspread is pretty much a design that I saw a lot of when I was there, and I think I want to live somewhere like that. It really fed me as an artist. I loved every little detail about the art scene, and I just really love that stuff. I love the jewelry, I love the paintings, I love the sculpture, I love everything about the art, and I felt very at home there. And then this was Monday. I had a million things because when you get back to your life, you have to catch up, and so I had to go and enter grades and all of that stuff, and had to clear out part of my office because I was getting a new office mate, and and here we have some receipts. And I went to Taco Bell in the evening because like the cafeteria closed, so I went there and I got something. And I don't always keep the bags, but I like this. Let this epic day begin. And I thought it would be perfect for putting stuff in here as well. And I like how this opens up to its own page, even though this is on the cover. I love that I use every inch of this journal. And it's funny that most things that I have would work with this dream catcher necklace that I made. I guess I do have a lot of similar things in my closet. And lots of color and print. That just makes me happy. Alright, so I surprised myself because I didn't think that I would fall in love with this size, because I had used this size for planning and I hated it. That's why I realized I need a big book for planning. But for travel journal, this was just so rewarding. I just loved using it. I love carrying it around. I love flipping through it. So the size is good. Whoever decided that a traveler's notebook should, fall within this range, you had something going on there. So I did not do as much sketching as I wanted. I started to do a sketch and stopped because I was there really to write, so I didn't do a lot of sketching. So I'm thinking that I'm going to probably take this with me to Jamaica, because I'm there for 2 weeks, so I'll have more time to fill this up. Okay, so and I kept a bunch of stuff in here because like everywhere I went I could document it, and I had my Instax printer so I could print stuff. I also had these sayings, and a lot of them related to writing, some of them just, inspiration. And I love this one the most. It's never too late in fiction or in life to revise, So, and I had a lot of tea that I'm going to use as pockets too, because I just cut it in half and they will have a little pocket. And I like that the graphic on it has tea with a notebook, because that is how I spend the week: writing, reading, workshopping, and I would have tea right through the day. So I kept my Valley claim check, and I think I'm gonna put this here too. Another one of those pages where I just use stickers and washi tape. Washi tape was paramount. I'm just so glad that I decided to bring this. And the washi tape that I brought coincided with the aesthetic, colorful, I love this design. And I had a bunch of these from that desert paper pack, and a lot of the same kind of styles that reminded me of New Mexico that I brought with me. Here was another tea, and I noticed too that on this graphic there are like Scrabble letters, and so even the tea coincided with the theme of writing. So, and this was a coaster. I showed you guys the coaster in the other one. I actually I actually undid the book and sewed in this just because I wanted it to be a page in my journal, because I just love it. I knew I wasn't going to use these as coasters. I knew there was a way that I was going to incorporate them in the journal itself. And so I used a lot of artsy graphics and stuff on this page. And here is the dream catcher that I showed you in the other book. And picture of me writing. I realized that I needed to have a picture of me writing in my writing journal about my writing trip. So I took a picture of myself writing there. And this was travel day. And you saw this picture in the other book. At the time I printed it then. You see the pictures in my planner I printed once I got home. But while I was there I printed these. This was the last picture from that 10 pack. This was from one of those travel guidebooks, and I just loved this painting. It was also, I had a gallery book that was telling you about the different galleries in Taos, and of course my my ticket stub. Then I talk about the flight getting cancelled, and I had this from the guidebook. There was another map, and this was the old ticket, but I kept it, just documenting. I made this in a pocket, but I haven't actually put anything in here, so I just glued on the sides. Okay. And this was the next day. I had gotten some chocolate gummy bears when I was in Taos, and I loved them so much, but I knew that they had milk in them, and I just figured that because I was going to go home and I'm lactose intolerant, that it wasn't a big deal. I didn't really care. But then, I started to have stomach pains because while I was at the motel, because by then I would have been at home, and I would be there and I would be okay. But you don't want to have an episode as a person with lactose intolerance when you're on the road, when you have to travel. And that was the only thing that really inconvenienced me, was that having the flight canceled after I had done this to myself. So I put it in there anyway because I document everything, so I put it in there. when the lady, I was kind of annoyed that I like to preserve the ticket stub, right? And she just tore it willy-nilly, and I didn't like that. I wanted all the information there, but when she tore it, it just kind of tore lean. And of course, I made a note about that she didn't tear it straight. Oh boy. And that took us to the end, but there are a few pages left, so I said I was gonna just glue down some pictures, you know, and just these were some of the places that I wanted to sketch, but I did not get around to it, so I took pictures instead and said I would sketch them at a later date. This was when I was in the airport and I got mango habanero wings, and I was so surprised how hot, because I am Jamaican and we pride ourselves being able to, you know, enjoy Scotch bonnet pepper without any problems. But this, I don't know what they did. And habanero is usually milder than Scotch bonnet, but this I could hardly eat. I could hardly eat it. Yeah, and here are some of those things I was telling you about, the craft that they have there. And this was where I wrote sometimes. Yeah, this little stream. It was so nice, you know. This was, I don't know why this is in here, but this was something that I had sewn. I converted a bag into a cushion cover. Here are some of the art that we saw. It rained so much. I still took a picture of that, you know, just to document it. More art. This is tea, of course, because I had a lot of tea. And I saw this classic car on the campus, and I just thought it was nice, so I took a picture. I pressed a bunch of wildflowers, but I didn't end up bringing them because I wasn't sure about TSA, because like one of them was sage and it looked kind of suspect, so I was like, maybe I shouldn't bring this because I don't want any trouble with TSA asking me what kind of herb that is. So I just I got paranoid and didn't, but I did, I believe, here we have, I did dry these and preserve these, and I love this. Yeah, so that's it, guys. I am so happy that I decided to do it this way. I did sew one for Jamaica, but I was gonna sew another like book like this, but oh no, my camera is dimming, so that means that we're running out of battery. But just to show you, I did use that same like fabric from that bag, because I have really recycled that bag. I made a cushion cover, and now I made like the cover of this book, and I'm so glad that I found this, because here's Jamaica, and I'm gonna be traveling from over here somewhere over that side, like more over here, and I'll be going home. So I have mostly tea-dyed paper in here. I think I have like a few pages like this, but not much, because I'll be populating the pages as I go. You know, there's something like that and like that, but mostly tea-dyed paper. And I think this is enough for 2 weeks. So I have a few stuff in here, and I'm gonna add some more things in here. And of course, I'm going to put this in here so that I can do some sketching. Alright guys, thanks so much for sticking around, and make sure to go over to wandikagale.com, because I have for 2 days, this is the second day, so until midnight tonight, everything in the store is 50% off, because the store is going to be closed between the 3rd and the 17th. I won't be able to ship out anything because I won't be around, but you can just get this great deal now. Take advantage of it everything in the store is 50% off. All of those journals I showed you last time, my paintings, everything is 50% off. So check it out. Alright, so I just finished it and I thought I'd just add it to the video, and I want to show you. It has more of a tropical theme because, as I said, this would be used when I am back home for a bit, and I mean continue. So I think this might hold first 3 weeks. Yeah, I think this might hold all of the time, so that I made it super tropical. Of course, I have gone back to my old dates from that book that I've been using from January. I only changed last month because I like the vintage ones I came across, but this is fine too. So I've just put on a few dates. I'm going to have to come up with a new way to do my to-do list, because the to-do lists that I've been using, especially for the primarily vintage ones, I'm out of those. So I might go back to the ones that I had before in the March book. But yeah, lots of tea-dyed paper, a few tropical kind of pages, a bit of pockets, and another pocket, and that's basically it. I have a little pocket here. I won't overdo it because it's just the flat pocket. Yeah, so that's it. Very nice and lightweight. You know, I was worried that it would be too bulky. I did start to make it using this one, but I just didn't like how it turned out. I think this might be for another month. You know, I might put this for September. But it was bending. I don't know, something about it just I didn't really like. And then I remember I had done this before and changed the stuff that was in there for something else, and so I just came back to it, and it's perfect. It's actually perfect thematically and so on. And I'm just gonna bring these tropical washi tape, so that when I do use my small book, you know, I will, just like what I showed you with the other one, and this is gonna make this a lot more festive and so on. So this is gonna be for my usual planner type stuff, and it will hold more of the trip, and this would be like when I'm going places and I just want to do a quick documentation and stuff. I'll do that. And it also, I've decided to just use also a few pages, because I don't know that I will be doing a lot of sketching. I want to do some more writing when I get home, so there's that. Alright guys,